Welcome to Maverick's World. I'm your host, Maverick Wade. In this video, we are going to be doing the channel's very first ever collection tour. But before we get into it, I'd just like to say thank you to all of our subscribers out there. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so starting from the top, we have our Tyrannosaurus, Super Colossals, all up top. We have the Indominus Rex, the Endymion Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that right there is actually the remote control gyrosphere from the Legacy collection. Then you have the Giganotosaurus, the Carnotaurus, and of course we have the Indo from the Dino Trackers line. Indoraptor right there. Okay. Then you have Blue. Then of course you have a Triceraptor Ghost. All right. All right, so kicking it off with the core line collection, we are going to be looking at the sauropods up top first. Mostly all herbivores, actually all are herbivores up top here. So we're going to be looking at the Brachiosaurus. We have both versions here, looking awesome. Now you notice that we have a empty spot here. That's because down below we have all of our new figures, and we do try to have every single version of every single figure. So some of them, actually a lot of them we haven't opened yet, a lot of new ones, but we do have space here for, like, if you see, we have some space here already made, already etched in for all the new figures. If you look at the shorts I made about that, trying to, you know, show all the organization that's going on here, trying to keep this collection together, making sure we have every single version of every single figure ever made. So let's go ahead and get it kicked off with the Brachiosaurus here. So then we have these two. Then we have the two of the three youngsters here, the juvenile Brachiosaurus. Then we have the one of my favorites here, the Armagosaurus. And then we have the Amplosaurus. Then we have the Musaurus, both versions here. Okay. So then we continue on with the sauropods. We have the Apatosaurus. Then we have the Dreadnoughtus. And that awesome God Crazed Dinosaurs Ian Malcolm set in the back. All right. All right, then we have the here we go with the Coliversaurus right here. Then we have our Owen Grady over here about to catch the Parasaurolophus right here. It's about to catch him. So all our different Parasaurolophus. Then we have some spots made here for the new ones. Then we have the Oranosaurus right here. Edmontosaurus and our Iguanodon right here. We do have another Iguanodon as well. And then this one on the end right here is actually from the 12-inch basic line. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump down now to the Tyrannosaurus Rex Dilophosaurus shelf, because I have all the Tyrannosaurus Rex all displayed this way. So we're gonna go start from here. So we have both of the original Tyrannosaurus Rex right here with their tongue that sticks up. Don't want to do too much touching and grabbing, but let's see. See, the tongue sticks up, and this one as well. And then we have this one right here. These where the tongue lies flat on these. I don't know if the buttons actually still work. Let's see. See how the tongue is down and the tongue is up in the middle. All right. Okay, so we have two of the, well, now it's actually 4 young T-Rexes they've made. We have 2 of them up here. The other one, of course, is down underneath. It's the Hammond collection down there. And then the other one, I believe, is the Epic Attack. The new Epic Attack one hasn't really hit the shelves, at least not around me. Then we have our more T-Rexes. Let's go down and show all the T-Rexes. Alright, and then of course our Dominion T-Rex back in there battling it out. There you go. And then I also have a lot more T-Rexes down here. Then we're gonna go back. We have all the different Dilophosaurus. Then we have our compies right here. So all the different compies. And I'll go over each of these dinos in a different dinos and prehistoric creatures in a different video. Gallimimus, so we can, if you want to know about each and every single variant. I believe we're missing 2 on this shelf. We have them all down low, but as you can see, I've made space for them. Okay, here we have the Herrerasaurus, all the different versions. I believe there's 6 of them. Okay, that's the newest one right there, the Dino Trackers. Then we have the Monolithosaurus, all the different versions. I believe it's all, this is all 7 of them. Right. Then we have a little diorama of sorts with the park goers on their way. Tim and Lex, Malcolm, everybody's in there. Grant and Ellie. And of course our 30s. All right, so going up top, we're going to be looking at our Pteranodons. So we have all the different versions of the Pteranodons that have ever been made back there, so you can see them all. All right, then you have the smaller ones, all the different versions. Okay. All right, and so on the other wall we have the Disinterruptus, the Geosternbergia, and here's the Hammond collection right here as well. Then we have the Rhamphorhynchus, all 3. Okay, then we have the Tapejara. We have both versions, the dull and the bright. If you can see the beaks there. All right, then this is a spot I've made for the new figures. Then next we have the Dimorphodons right here. Oh, I believe we have all 7 of them. All the different variants there, okay. Then we have the Quetzalcoatlus. It's the first one that come out. And we have the second one right here to come out, the Dominion. Dr. Malcolm here, about to wave down the Giganotosaurus, who's also in the middle of a battle here, but he's facing off with a Therizinosaurus. Then the Tyrannosaurus Rex gets up, and we all know what happens next. Okay, we have this awesome display right here I really like. Okay, then we have the Biosynchropter. Okay, we have all the raptors. And I actually did a video covering most of the raptors. I know we have a lot of new ones we've added now, but there's a lot of them on there, so you want to check that video out. And this is pretty cool. Raptors busting out, about to Go hunt down the Indominus Rex. All right. And dropping down to our next shelf, we're going to be getting into some more of our mid-sized carnivores here. One of my favorite shelves, actually. We have the Carnotaurus. And there are, of course, more newer ones we have to add as well. At least one, I think. And then we have the Scorpioventor. Then we have the Majungasaurus. Then we're getting into our Allosaurus. Allosaurus is actually my favorite dinosaur of all time. It's actually one of my favorite versions right here. The newest one from Dominion. Our Ceratosaurus here. Alright, so let's jump right into the smaller carnivores. And now we do have a bunch more to add down below. We will get into that and add them one at a time, and I'll probably make some more space and probably change some things around. And everything here is going to be changed periodically. I may add some more shelves, you know, it's all going to really, as you can say, evolve. So let's jump right in. So we have the Tanistropus. And forgive me, I don't pronounce all these names correctly, but I'll do my best. Gasosaurus. Then we have the Quilomosaurus right here. Okay, then we have the Mexicosaurus. We have both versions. Then we have the Morus Intrepidus. Both versions. Then we have the Rugops Primus. Then we have the Genedictus, both versions. Then we have the Aliramus, which is one of my favorites right here. It's this one right here. It's one of my favorites in the collection right here. Okay. Then, moving on, we have the Apostasuchus, which is another really rare one right here. Then we have the Proceratosaurus, all four versions. Okay. Then we have the Silaurus, all three versions, which the third version right here, being wildly different in size. I'm sure you can see. And the Monocaicus, both versions. Ornitholestes. And then, of course, next to it is the Troodon. Okay, there you go. All right, so next we have the Spinosaurid shelf, I like to call it. We have the Spinosaurus, all four different versions, and we have the version with the tongue that sticks up and the tongue that lays down. Then we, of course, have the battle damage and the Camp Cretaceous. Yeah. Then we have the Suchomimus, both versions, blue and the yellow. Then we have the Ichthyovenator, and the Siamosaurus, the awesome cell in the back. Then we have the Baryonyx. We have all the different types of Baryonyx, all the ones they've ever made. Well, we try to have all the figures for everyone we've ever made, but the Baryonyx was exceptionally hard to try to fill this one out, especially these on the end. These guys are really rare. So Lava Surge. Okay, so then we have the Irritator. Now we do have two more irritators we have to add. That's where this gap is here. And then on the next shelf, we have our, what I like to call Woo's Experiment shelf. We have our Indominus Rex, and then we do have the newest one right here, and we also have another one right here that we can also add to this shelf as well. Then we have the Indoraptor with all 4 of the variants for the core line. I'm thinking about adding the 12-inch version, the 12 basic inch version if I can get it. I do add those if they, as an honorable mention from time to time, if they look really good and fit in well, size and quality. Then we have our Scorpius Rex right here. Both versions, smaller and the bigger one. Then we have the Pyroraptors, and of course I do have another one I need to add here as well. All 3 of the regular versions, the Dominion versions. Then we have one more as well from the Download Trackers. Trials Raptors with the add as well, but here we have all the Dominion ones as well, including the 2 alternate versions of Red and Panthera. Then we have Owen Grady there. So there you go, Woo's Experiment Shelf. Okay, so moving on. Then the next shelf is actually probably my favorite shelf. It's really the larger to mid-size, larger carnivores. So we're going to start at the very beginning here. We have the Albertosaurus, which is probably one of the biggest of the carnivores you'll find over here. Okay, next is going to be the Tarbosaurus, which is definitely one of my favorites. And the CS McCarran, definitely up there as well. Conchorodontosaurus, both versions. Sinotyrannus, which is one of the newer ones to come out, with that amazing green and red color scheme. The Yangchuanosaurus. Yep. I've already done a full extensive look at this one if you want to check that video out. Alright, so moving on, we have the Eocarcharia, which is a very interesting one, very unique for sure. Then we have the Dreptosaurus. Alright, the Megaraptor, which I always thought would be really cool to see the Dreptosaurus face off with a Megaraptor. Okay, and the Rahasaurus, all 3 versions, very cool. The Concavenators, both versions. Then we have the 3rd version, of course, we still have to add up here. Then the Metrokinctosaurus, which we have another version of that with a 4th version now. Then the Cryolophosaurus. Awesome. But really cool to get a Hammond Collection Cryolophosaurus. Then dropping down, we have our mid-size and smaller herbivore shelf. And then of course we're going to get into the aquatic later on here in a minute, but first we're going to take a look at all these different herbivores. Okay, mid-sized herbivores, and then, but not before, we have a few more carnivores who have worked their way down here. Here we have the Dimetrodons, Edaphosaurus, so we have all the different versions of the Triceratops that will come out. And if you see, this opening is for this right here, this Habitat Defender. So we created a space here for it, and of course in the end here we have the Hammond Collection, Pentoceratops, and the Pachyrhinosaurus. And moving over to the very next shelf, we have the rest of our Ceratopsians right here. Of course, Roland Timbo in that awesome vehicle. So we're going to start off, we have the Sinoceratops, all 3 versions. Diabloceratops, right there, one of the newest ones to come out. Then we have the Ceratops with the juvenile. Okay. All right. Then we have the Styracosaurus. All 3 versions. Ceratops, 2 versions. Idiosaurus. Right there. Then we have the Cosmoceratops. And that was the only version of that one actually ever come out. And then of course we have both versions of the Protoceratops. And then the Microceratus, or as some call it, the Microceratops. Alright. Then we have the Lystrosaurus. Then we have the Scutosaurus. Then I do have another version of the Scutosaurus down below that I need to add to the collection, of course. Then we have the Stringosaurus, which is one of the most interesting dinos probably in the collection right here. Well, it's really not a dino, it's more of a prehistoric animal of some sort. Then starting in the back for the smaller to mid-sized herbivores, we have the Pachycephalosaurus in the back. And I'll probably get a riser to bump them up so we can get a better look at them. Then we have the Dracorex in the middle. All the different versions, including that rare version with the yellow paint that comes all the way down to the beak versus the paint that stops at the eye. Okay. Then we also have the Stegimoloch, all the different versions. And then of course we have the honorable mentions for the 6-inch basic figures, which basically look so good next to the Stegimoloch. They kind of look like juveniles, so I want to add them to the shelf. Okay, and then next shelf over, we're going to be getting into the armored dinosaurs and the plated dinosaurs. Okay, so in the back we have the Stegosaurus, all the different versions. Then we have Sarah Harding, petting the dinosaur, because that's what she wanted to do. The Kentrosaurus. Then the Chinglingosaurus, right there. And then the Margia, right next to it. Okay, then starting with the armored dinosaurs, the Ankylosaurus, all the different versions, including the Hammond collection right there. Okay, and here you'll find Ben, okay, and Bumpy, and all the different versions of Bumpy. Okay. Okay, and then in the front here you'll see Mimi, both versions of Mimi. Then we have our Sarapelta right here. And there you go. All right. Then next we have the aquatic shelf. The aquatic shelf was definitely one of my favorites. I always say that. I have a lot of favorites, but I do like a lot of my shelves. We have all the different versions of the Mosasaurus. Okay, all 3 versions. Then we have our Sarcosuchus, one of my favorites, probably in the collection. All right, and then we have the Loplorodon. Then the Kronosaurus. Then up top we have the Plesiosaurus, all 3 versions. Now down below, these are all some of the figures that I feel like are kind of rare. Indominus Rex. I may or may not open him and put him up there next to him, next to the other Indominus. You'll see. We have this, another Dilophosaurus down here. Now this one right here is super rare. I'll be opening this one up. It's the blue Dilo. Now these guys are not, I might probably will be opening this Raptor to add the Raptor to the Raptor shelf up top. This is a Legacy Collection Gallimimus that I need to be adding to the collection up top, up there. But I just put them here for the time being. Of course, the Tyrannosaurus ambush playset. That Tyrannosaurus will probably never be opening this up. I do actually have this version up there already. I have 2 of them. This is the second one of this version I have. So I just put him back there. Not gonna open him. I do have these Raptors already. I have this one as well. I just have these as copies. And we have the Tyrannosaurus Rex ambush playset, which I probably will not be opening, but this is another version of a Rex that I do not have up there currently. I do try to have all these other versions up. And the last one of the figures that I'm probably not going to open is this Tyrannosaurus Rex anatomy kit. This was pretty rare too, so I probably will be staying down here, or I'll probably put it on display on the wall at some point. So who knows. All right, so we've looked at every single figure on the shelf, all the different figures. Now, of course, down below we have a bunch of figures we have to review. There's a ton of figures we have to review for the channel. All right, so hopefully you've enjoyed this awesome Jurassic World Mavericks World collection tour. We will be changing things up and constantly adding to the collection and making sure we have every single variant of every single figure and every single species ever made by Mattel, all categorized all in a row just for you. And as always, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and you get to stay up to date with all the latest content that will constantly be hitting Mavericks World. This has been your host, Maverick Wade. Until next time.